and welcome back to another game of Tales of Tribute. That last loss was pretty bad because we were almost at Rubedite rank, so afterwards I decided to play a bit more and try to at least reach Rubedite rank today. So going Alessia first into an opponent goes Mora, Anse, and we go Rajin last. 5 power, what does that give us? Nothing much really. I think the best option here is probably just to use Alessia. I don't think these are any good. Alternative is use Moonlit Illusion plus Treasury, which is, in retrospect, I really like using Alessia power actually. I find shuffling that agent into your deck is very annoying. In any case, we try to make our deck a bit better. We make our deck smaller, but then our opponent manages to pick up the very powerful Anse card that lets him get either 3 gold or 3 power. So now my opponent is ahead of me. Our deck is slightly smaller, so that's nice. And we use our Anse power now because I know my opponent is not able to use it back on his turn. This will give us 1 extra gold for a bit, which is nice. Doesn't kill my Alessian Rebel. I think no point killing Alessian Rebel right now because I don't really have any Alessian agents to mess around with. In this case, the definite pick here is Priestess of the 8. That's without a doubt the best. And let's get rid of his Alessian Rebel because I know he shuffled at least 1 Alessian card into his deck using the Alessian Patron power. So yeah, we got 1 Priestess and 1 Writ of Coin in our deck, plus the Anse Patron power on our side. Starting to consider whether I should pick up Hellshear or Herald because it's a big fat agent that's hard to kill. But then my opponent reveals the White Streak, and that's definitely going to be my pick this turn. Importantly, Anse power still on my side. My opponent does not... Like, he used the Soldier of the Empire to generate 1 power, and then he used the Anse to give him enough power so he can use Alessia 1 more time, which lets him shuffle a Chainbreaker Captain, Chainbreaker Sergeant into his deck, the improved version of the Soldier of the Empire. So, he allows me to pick up the Pelin card, Pelinal White Streak, and that's gonna be quite problematic because he went a couple of agents. I mean, when you're playing Alessia, and your opponent is going Alessia especially, you know that they're gonna go agents, which makes White Streak incredibly strong against this kind of thing. Picks up Imprisonment instead of Aelid Quartermaster. I do like Aelid Quartermaster a lot actually. Imprisonment just gives him the 5 power. Does that mean he's trying to rush me down? It's possible. I mean, I have 0 prestige right now and he has 9. But I got 1 Priestess of the 8. So let's see what we can shuffle into. Alessian Rebel into not much really. I think we probably should kill the Soldier of the Empire should we have the chance. But we don't have the chance, and I do need to pick up the 2nd Priestess of the 8. This will make my deck run a lot smoother. And at this point, my goal is to just keep using Priestess of the 8 over and over again until I pick up Pelinals. And the Mora card is very useful with all the Priestess of the 8 in our deck as well. That Mora card, this is our win condition right now. Using Mora a lot until we knock out our opponent. So let's go for that. Definitely not ignoring the Mora card here. And we see Threads of Fate. The question is, do I want to pick it up? I get 2 power. My opponent gets 1 gold next turn, which is, I guess I don't want him to get a combo off with Mora. And he is possibly drawing the Mora card next turn. And having 1 Mora combo is super. It can be quite painful. If they get it off. So that is something to be worried about. Chainbreaker Sergeant for 3 gold picks up the 9 cost Anse card, but reviews the Lantern of the Endless for me, so that makes me definitely want to pick that up. With 2 Mora cards and 2 Priestess of the 8, my deck becomes very strong at this point in time. And I still have the Pelinal on the field. Pelinal, like being able to draw Pelinal will allow me to... Oh, Bargain, that's a good one. Basically, keeping the Pelinal on the field allows me to kill all his agents easily. Plus, it may occasionally generate me a bit more power because I've already 2 Priestess and 1 Alessian Rebel standard card in my deck. So that is going to be some incidental prestige value over there as well. Opponent picks up Bargain for Knowledge. That is very wise of him because I have lots of Mora in my deck and he does not want me to be getting the super Mora combos. So that's fine. He also generates a lot of power, which allows him to kill both my agents. But our deck is actually quite small thanks to both our Priestess of the 8. Priestess of the 8 is basically draw 2 cards, because our deck is like there's always bad cards you can donate away. So Priestess of the 8 is gonna help us a lot over here. Let's get rid of the bad cards, which I guess keeping the Rebel might be good because if we draw into White Streak, that will give us a nice combo eventually. So we don't have the combo now, but we can get it eventually. We got Aelid Quartermaster, which gives us 2 prestige, which is I'm more than happy to pick up and draw an extra card, which is fine. And we draw into Panel Wystrix, so now we have 4 agents on the field, and that is quite difficult for my opponent to deal with. He may have the that 9-cost Anse card that gives 5 power or something. Yeah, he picks up the Saint's Wrath, but I still have not been impressed with Saint's Wrath. I still haven't bought it this entire time, and it's probably the weakest Alessia card in my opinion. Anyway, Anse Assault gives him 5 power, and he got to spend all 5 of that power to kill my agent. Leaving the Alessian Rebel on the field is kind of tricky, because I think it's reasonable to leave it on the field early game because it doesn't do anything. But once your opponent is going lots of Alessia cards like me, then it might be a bit smarter, or maybe more prudent to start trying to shoot it down. We pick up with Imprisonment because we are actually going for prestige at this point in time, and there's not much interest. We could also Rajin him, but I don't think that's much point in doing that either. Let's just pick up the 5 power. We are already ahead of our opponent, and we're only gonna get more ahead of our opponent thanks to the Mora cards in our deck. And we get a nice combo up here, 4 power each. That's more than acceptable. If you could convert this gold into more power, that would be even better if there was like a crow in the game, but there's not. So we can either use Alessia power to generate from turn 3 gold into 2 power, which is fine, or we can use Rajin to try to annoy my opponent a bit. In retrospect, I think using the Alessia power is probably correct because we are very close to victory. We are yeah, so I mean, if we were able to afford it last turn, then this turn we might have a bit more power to do things with. Anyway, my opponent's picking up like uses Rajin, picks up another Anse card, but I think my deck is running a little bit faster than his. The main reason for that is because we have 2 Priestess of the 8, and Priestess of the 8 is drawing us into good cards. So yeah, lots of gold, but unfortunately not much. And Ink and Blood, I don't think there's much point in that at this point. We have enough Mora cards in our deck. We don't need another one that generates 2 power. Very close to victory here, 37 to 31. Can my opponent keep up with this? He needs to kill my Penalel. That's the problem. Like, Penalel has 2 toughness. It can't be ignored, and he has to kill it. And we keep building more and more agents, which is gonna keep my opponent even more annoyed. And we get the combo 3 on Mora. So that's 6 from Lantern plus that. I should have used Alessia to seal the deal, in a sense, because Alessia gives us 2 extra power with the patron, with the unfavored patron. But can my opponent reach their self count? So yeah, 2 more away from Rubedite. We're not getting the 300 points anymore because we lost our win streak. So yeah, thanks for watching.